What it do, Tiptoe check? I figured I saw your video and I thought I'd bring another ideology to it. And I mean, the seeing if suicide is good or bad, it's very relative. It's relative, just like how good and bad is relative. But I mean, today's society, suicide is seen as the worst possible thing one can do to oneself. While as say in Roman society and a bunch of other, more ancient societies, it was seen as the only, in some situations, the only noble way to leave a situation. That is seen through, many of the ancient plays that came out of that time. And other things was seen very honorable. And I believe personally that, and don't take this wrong, because I've had, my last two major relationships, dealt with, suicide. And, I helped them through that, but I also believe that suicide in a way is social Darwinism. And if any of you watch this get offended by what I'm saying, please don't, because I'm not saying that your individual friend that want to commit suicide should have or anything like that. I'm saying that if, from a entirely unbiased viewpoint, if you think about it, more likely than not, the people that want to commit suicide are usually either in situations where if offspring were to be reduced, that situation would not be good for offspring, so this would hurt the human race, or socially and or physically would be unpleasant for a species. So in a way, it is social Darwinism. And again, if I anger anybody that's watching this, it's just like TV. You can click away. I'm explaining my point. If you want to make a video reply or something like that, But in a way, it is social Darwinism. Also, the mutilation subject, tongue twisting tonight. Mutilation idea is, if anything, well, first off, a lot of people that are in the gothic or emo subcultures would not consider me. I do not consider myself emo at all. I actually, to a degree, do not enjoy the emo music subgenre nor the society genre, I guess, subculture. I do not enjoy them, but I will defend them. And I do enjoy the gothic music movement. And I do enjoy the gothic subculture. I don't think I'd be considered one, But I will defend them too. It's actually, it's a very common stereotype to see all, emos and all goths as being self-mutilators and the ones that commit suicide, because it's usually it reminds me of something I saw on a Discovery Channel. They were actually talking about self-mutilation, and it was all of these housewives, actually. A bunch of I'm getting tongue twisted today. A bunch of housewives. They're talking about how, a big percentile of self-mutilation are usually, people in suburban areas, not the goths and or emos. Which, I'm not gonna lie, not the last two girlfriends, but one of my previous relationships was actually had to do with self-mutilation, and I helped her out of that. Because then again, social Darwinism, there was somebody there to help her, so thus, Darwinism took effect and she was not in the situation, she was not able to kill herself. But, it's something that occurs from depression and a lack of self-esteem. Also a cry for help. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it just happens, and the way our society today views it is far different than the way society used to view it. And I believe that's a lot of, of the fact that people are actually realizing that, some people kill themselves and stuff, you know what I mean? It used to be just, oh, this happened. But that's pretty much just it. I just saw your video. I'd like to add on to that, Viewpoints are relative just as right is wrong is to being relative. Just thought I'd put my little 2 cents here. Blessed be. Peace out. Kelto the Killer is signing off.